If I told you half the islands on old maps never existed, would you believe it? That some were just blank spaces filled with "here be dragons"? Well, ditch the dragons. We've got something stranger. For centuries, sailors swore they saw lands, lush, cursed or glowing, only for them to vanish without a trace. No shipwrecks, no survivors, no explanation. These are the phantom islands, ghostly, impossible, and hungry to drag the curious into their mystery. Turn the page, if you dare. Phantom Islands are some of history's greatest geographical mysteries, marked on maps, plotted on nautical charts, but never truly existing. Were they elaborate hoaxes, simple errors, or something stranger still? Today we set sail into the unknown to chart these vanished lands. Our first stop takes us to the turbulent North Atlantic, where legends speak of Hy-Brasil, a mystical island shrouded in mist and myth. Said to appear for a single day every 7 years, Hy-Brasil was a beacon for sailors seeking a land of eternal spring, advanced civilizations, and maybe a magical rabbit or two. Irish folklore is rife with tales of Hy-Brasil, often depicted as a circular island with a towering mountain at its center, home to a secret society guarding ancient knowledge. Some even believed it to be the last surviving fragment of Atlantis, swallowed by the waves but destined to reappear. Expeditions set sail, drawn by the promise of untold riches and mystical encounters. But as the centuries passed and cartography improved, Hy-Brasil became increasingly elusive. Was it ever real, or just a shared hallucination fueled by sea shanties and too much grog? By the 1800s, Hy-Brasil had vanished from maps, leaving behind only whispers of its existence. Some speculate it was a mirage, a trick of the light playing on the turbulent Atlantic waters. Others believe it to be a navigational error, a misidentified landmass swallowed by the fog of time. Whatever the truth, Hy-Brasil remains a tantalizing enigma, a reminder that even in an age of satellites, the sea still holds its secrets close. Imagine a land shrouded in perpetual twilight, a realm of ice and snow where the sun barely rises above the horizon. This is Thule, a place first mentioned by the Greek explorer Pytheas in the 4th century BC. He described it as a land 6 days' sail north of Britain where the sea became thick and sluggish like a jellyfish lung. Thule for centuries was synonymous with the edge of the known world, a place of mystery and peril. Its exact location remained frustratingly vague, shifting with each retelling and map. Was it Iceland, Norway, Greenland, or some now vanished island swallowed by the Arctic ice? The Romans, always eager to expand their empire, sent expeditions north in search of Thule, hoping to find valuable resources or perhaps conquer a new barbarian horde. They found nothing but icy wastes and fierce tribes who valued their independence far more than Roman gold. Thule, despite its elusiveness, captured the imagination of poets, historians, and dreamers for centuries. It became a metaphor for the unknown, the distant, the unattainable. Even today, the name Thule echoes with a sense of wonder and a touch of melancholy, a reminder of the vastness of our planet and the limits of our knowledge. Gold fever, it's a powerful thing. It can drive people to brave treacherous seas, scorching deserts, all for the promise of unimaginable wealth. In 1578, English explorer Martin Frobisher got a particularly bad case of it when he set sail for the fabled Northwest Passage, a shortcut to the riches of the Orient. He didn't find the passage, but he did stumble upon a land he believed to be teeming with gold. He named it Buss Island, after the type of ship in his fleet. Samples brought back to England seemed to confirm his hopes, sending investors into a frenzy. 3 expeditions followed, each larger and more ambitious than the last. Miners were brought in, settlements were planned, all based on the promise of gold extracted from Buss Island. But there was a slight problem. Buss Island didn't exist. It's now believed that Frobisher, blinded by gold fever and perhaps a bit of wishful thinking, had misidentified a particularly convincing iceberg or a mirage. The gold turned out to be worthless pyrite, also known as fool's gold, a cruel irony given the circumstances. The disappearance of Buss Island is a cautionary tale about the perils of greed, the power of self-deception, and the importance of, well, checking your maps twice before you start digging for gold. Now we journey to warmer waters, to the Gulf of Mexico, where the phantom island of Bermeja has sparked international intrigue and conspiracy theories for decades. This isn't just some mythical isle shrouded in legend. Bermea was a geographical feature that appeared on maps for centuries, even playing a role in international treaties and oil exploration rights. The problem? When Mexico went looking for their potentially oil-rich island in the late 20th century, it was nowhere to be found. Poof, vanished. Had it sunk beneath the waves? Was there a massive cartographical error? Or had something more nefarious taken place? The disappearance of Bermea fueled speculation that the United States, eager to secure valuable oil reserves, had somehow removed the island to claim the surrounding waters. Others whispered of secret government experiments gone wrong, or perhaps even extraterrestrial intervention. Despite numerous searches, no trace of Bermea has ever been found. Its disappearance remains a geopolitical puzzle, a reminder that even in the 21st century there are still corners of our planet shrouded in mystery, where truth and speculation blur like the horizon over a phantom island. Off the rugged coast of Newfoundland, shrouded in mist and legend, lies a place once known as the Isle of Demons. But don't let the name fool you. This wasn't some fantastical realm from a pirate's tale. This was a place of genuine terror for sailors, a place where the line between reality and nightmare blurred with the fog. It all began in the 16th century as European explorers charted the treacherous waters of the North Atlantic. Whispers spread of a desolate island shrouded in perpetual mist where demonic creatures lurked and tormented passing ships. Sailors told of disembodied screams echoing through the fog, of ghostly apparitions on the shore, and of ships lured to their doom by malevolent forces. One particularly chilling story recounts the fate of Marguerite de la Roque, a French noblewoman marooned on the island with her lover and their child. Legend has it that her lover died, and Marguerite gave birth alone, fending off wild beasts and evil spirits until her eventual rescue. The tale became a cautionary reminder of the dangers that lurk beyond the known world. Over time, the Isle of Demons faded from maps, its existence attributed to superstition, exaggerated tales, and the very real dangers of navigating uncharted waters. Today, it serves as a reminder that fear itself can be a powerful force, shaping our perceptions and leaving behind ghostly legends that linger long after the fog has cleared. Imagine a lush green island teeming with life, blessed with perpetual spring. This is the paradise supposedly discovered by the Irish monk St. Brendan, the navigator in the 6th century. His voyage, chronicled in the popular Voyage of St. Brendan, became a medieval bestseller, inspiring countless maps and legends. According to the tale, Brendan and his fellow monks set sail in a small, leather-hulled boat, seeking a promised land of peace and abundance. Their journey was fraught with peril, encountering sea monsters, treacherous currents, and even a floating island made entirely of crystal. Finally, they reached a land of unimaginable beauty, overflowing with fruits and flowers, inhabited by friendly people and wondrous creatures. St. Brendan's Island, as it became known, found its way onto maps for centuries, often depicted as a circular island west of the Canary Islands. Explorers set sail, driven by faith, ambition, or perhaps a healthy dose of wanderlust, hoping to find this earthly paradise. But like so many phantom islands, St. Brendan's Island remained elusive. Was it a real place, embellished by time and legend? A misidentified landmass? Or perhaps a metaphor for the spiritual journey? A reminder that paradise is often found not on a map, but within. The mystery endures, leaving us to chart our own course through the vast ocean of possibilities. Let's be honest, sometimes phantom islands aren't the result of genuine mistakes or tricks of the light. Sometimes they're born of good old-fashioned mischief. Take Frisland, a large inhabited island that appeared on maps for over a century, throwing off explorers and cartographers alike. It all started in 1558 with a map drawn by the renowned cartographer Nicolas Zeno. Zeno's map, based on the alleged accounts of his ancestors, depicted Frisland as a large, crescent-shaped island located between Iceland and Norway. It showed mountains, rivers, even cities, all rendered in meticulous detail. The problem was it was all complete fiction. Whether Zeno himself was in on the hoax or simply a victim of his ancestors' tall tales remains a subject of debate. Regardless, Friesland took on a life of its own, appearing on maps well into the 17th century. Explorers searching for the Northwest Passage were often led astray, their hopes dashed against the rocks of a non-existent island. It wasn't until better navigational tools and a healthy dose of skepticism came along that Friesland was finally exposed for what it truly was. A cartographic phantom, a reminder that even the most authoritative-looking maps can sometimes lead us astray. In the vastness of the Pacific Ocean, where tiny dots of land punctuate an endless blue expanse, the story of Sarah Ann Island unfolds like a particularly bizarre episode of Lost. This isn't some ancient legend, but a documented case of an island appearing, being claimed, and then vanishing within a span of less than a century. It all began in 1858 when the whaling ship Sarah Ann spotted a previously uncharted island. The captain, eager to stake his claim, recorded its position and even went ashore to plant the American flag. The Guano Islands Act of 1856 allowed U.S. citizens to claim any uninhabited guano-rich islands they found, and Sarah Ann Island, it seemed, fit the bill. However, when other ships tried to find Sarah Ann Island based on its reported coordinates, it was nowhere to be found. Had the original captain made a navigational error? Was it a particularly convincing mirage, or had the island, perhaps formed by volcanic activity, simply sunk back beneath the waves? The mystery of Sarah Ann Island serves as a reminder that even in an age of satellite imagery and advanced technology, the ocean still holds many secrets. It's a place where land can appear and disappear, where maps can be deceiving, and where the line between fact and fiction can be as fluid as the tides themselves. Imagine sailing across the vast expanse of the South Pacific, the sun beating down on the deck, when suddenly a splash of vibrant green appears on the horizon. That's what happened in 1821 to the crew of the ship Emerald, captained by one William Elliot. They reported sighting a small, low-lying island covered in vegetation, which they named, appropriately enough, Emerald Island. Emerald Island, according to their accounts, was located south of Macquarie Island, a notoriously remote and windswept outpost. Elliot, perhaps hoping to add his name to the annals of exploration, made careful note of the island's position, and even described its lush vegetation in detail. However, despite multiple searches in the years that followed, no trace of Emerald Island was ever found. Theories abound, of course, ranging from the mundane to the fantastical. Some speculate it was a pumice raft, a floating mass of volcanic rock that can support plant life, adrift on the currents. Others suggest a particularly convincing mirage, or perhaps a navigational error compounded by the challenges of charting the open ocean. Whatever the explanation, Emerald Island remains a tantalizing enigma, a fleeting glimpse of green in a sea of blue. It serves as a reminder that even in our modern age, with its satellites and GPS, there are still corners of our planet that hold on to their secrets, their existence as ephemeral as a mirage shimmering on the horizon. Some phantom islands play hide-and-seek with cartographers, appearing and disappearing with frustrating irregularity. Podesta, however, took this game to a whole new level. This elusive landmass, first reported in 1879 by the captain of a ship also named Podesta, perhaps a bit on the nose, right, seemed to have a knack for popping up in different locations, further adding to its mystique. Over the years, Podesta was sighted multiple times, each time with slightly different coordinates, making it the cartographical equivalent of a pin-the-tail-on-the-donkey game played on a map of the Pacific Ocean. Was it a single, mobile island? A series of unrelated discoveries? Or perhaps, as some speculated, a massive, uncharted sea monster, its back mistaken for dry land? The answer, as is often the case with phantom islands, is likely far less exciting. Experts believe that the various sightings of Podesta were likely due to a combination of factors, including misidentified seamounts, floating masses of debris, and good old-fashioned human error. Podesta was officially removed from maps in 1935, but its legend serves as a reminder that even in an age of increasingly accurate navigation, the ocean still has the power to deceive, to make us question what we see and what we think we know. The Arctic, A realm of ice and snow has always held a particular allure for explorers, a place of both beauty and danger. It's also a place where the line between reality and illusion can be blurred by extreme conditions, as Robert Peary, a famed Arctic explorer, would discover in 1906. Peary, already known for his expeditions to the North Pole, claimed to have sighted a vast, mountainous landmass west of Ellesmere Island. He named it Crocker Land after one of his expedition's financiers, hoping it would solidify his legacy as a polar pioneer. The news of Crocker Land sparked excitement in the scientific community. Here, it seemed, was a previously unknown landmass, potentially teeming with new species and geographical wonders. An expedition was mounted, led by Donald Macmillan, a veteran of Peary's earlier expeditions, eager to chart this new territory. But as Macmillan and his team ventured further into the Arctic wasteland, they found no trace of Crocker Land. After weeks of searching, they were forced to confront a devastating truth. Crocker Land was a mirage, a cruel trick of the Arctic light known as a fata morgana. The Crocker Land debacle serves as a cautionary tale about the power of ambition, the allure of the unknown, and the importance of verifying even the most credible-sounding claims, especially when they involve phantom islands shimmering on the horizon. Our final phantom island takes us to the remote and unforgiving waters of the South Atlantic, where the legend of Doherty Island persisted on maps for nearly a century, despite repeated failed attempts to confirm its existence. The story begins in 1841, when Captain Doherty of the whaling ship James Stewart reported sighting a snow-covered island roughly 900 miles west of Cape Horn. He named it, with a distinct lack of originality, Doherty Island, and recorded its position, adding another speck of land to the vast emptiness of the South Atlantic. Over the years, other ships claimed to have sighted Doherty Island, adding weight to its existence. It found its way onto nautical charts, a testament to the power of a single observation, even in the face of limited evidence. But as maritime traffic increased and navigational techniques improved, doubts began to surface. Expeditions dispatched to search for Doherty Island found nothing but open water. Theories ranged from a misidentified iceberg to a submerged volcano, but the most likely explanation was a simple navigational error, compounded by the inherent challenges of charting the treacherous waters of the South Atlantic. Doherty Island was finally removed from maps in the 1930s, but its story serves as a reminder that even in an age of advanced technology, the ocean still holds its secrets close, and sometimes the most persistent phantom islands are those that exist only on paper. From the misty shores of Hy-Brasil to the icy plains of Crocker Land, we've journeyed across centuries and across the globe, charting the rise and fall of these cartographic ghosts. And while we may never know the exact reasons for their fleeting existence, one thing is certain: the human desire to explore, to map the unknown, to seek out new lands, however elusive, is a powerful force. With 95% of the ocean still unexplored, who knows what other ghost islands might still be hiding, or waiting to vanish? Perhaps somewhere out there, beneath the waves or shrouded in mist, lies a real-life Hy-Brasil, waiting to be rediscovered. Or maybe, just maybe, these phantom islands serve as a reminder that the greatest discoveries are often those we make within ourselves, as we navigate the uncharted waters of our own imaginations. If you enjoyed this journey into the surreal, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's uncover more mysteries together in the next video. See you soon!